Hey everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm dor.sack. I'm doing creativity and motherhood videos, so welcome back. And today I'm going to share with you my May Plan With Me setup, which is crazy. We're almost in the middle of the year. For this month, I decided to go with something more summery, so I decided to do something like, I'm thinking of a way to call it. Maybe a Bohemian Sun theme? Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to call it. So it's a Bohemian, like a boho sun theme, which is very trendy right now. I thought it would be really cool to do my own version of that. And yeah, it's also my birthday month, so I decided to do something fun and something that will lift my spirits. So I decided that it's a great theme for me for this month, and I hope you like it. I love how it turned out. This video is kindly sponsored by Skillshare. I'm going to talk about them later on in this video, so stay tuned. And without further ado, let's dive into it. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and I'm gonna start off with the cover spread as usual. Every time I'm starting a new setup, I always think to myself if I want to do more of a curvier lines or straight and sharp lines, but because I decided to go with this more of a boho sun theme, I decided to do a lot of more natural and relaxed lines that are curvier, and just yeah, I think it suits the theme better. For this spread, I decided to go with more color, which is very surprising for me, but it's the second month that I'm incorporating color, so maybe it's not so new, but I really loved it last month. And if you missed it, you can always go back and watch the April Plan With Me. And this month I wanted to do a little bit more color and still neutral though, but I found this really nice yellow. I love yellow. If I could only choose one color, it will be yellow. And yeah, this one is a very muted and more of a mustard yellow, so I decided to use that one with other beige colors and this dark brown to have some contrast, because again, I love my contrast, if you know me. And yeah, I decided to incorporate all these colors, which I think works really well together, and create this circle on the right side and this half circle, which is kind of like a half sun on the left side. And yeah, I really love the color scheme that I used for this month. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And also, if you're curious what I'm using, what markers I'm using, what pens, I always link everything down in the description box, so please feel free to check it out if you're interested, if you're curious, and maybe even looking some for yourself and just looking for recommendation. I really love all the products that I'm using, so go ahead and check the links down below in the description box. When I was done coloring all the parts, I added May on the left side of the spread below the half sun. And for this font, I actually started off with circles and then broke them apart and made them into letters that are really circular, as you can see here, but it will be easier to see more examples later on in the setup, because I did use this font throughout the entire setup because I really loved it. I think it's really cool and very boho style. And lastly, I filled in this blank portion that I left out till the end, and my intention was to fill it in with many small icons of suns and moons and everything boho. So I really love how it turned out. I love the style of it. I love the contrast and the variation that it gives to the spread. I think it's really cool. And yeah, I used just a black pen if you're curious. So moving on to the second spread, I decided to have an important date page, which I usually have. And basically all that means is that it's my calendar for the month. So for this month, I decided to have a calendar on the top just to have the visual of how the month look like with the days and everything. And below I have the important date. So basically if I have, for example, an event on the 13th, which is basically my birthday. So I will make a mark on the calendar, and with the same mark I'm gonna add the actual event or whatever it is that I want to add at the bottom where I have those lines. And yeah, that's basically how I decided to try out this monthly calendar. I usually have it differently if you want to check out my previous setups, but for this month I wanted to do something simple and I thought to give it a shot. And for the next page I decided to add the mood tracker. I think it's always such a fun page. I love spreads that includes mood trackers. I think they're super cool and fun. So for this mood tracker I decided to blow up and use these same icons from the first spread, and basically added 31 suns and moons throughout the page. And obviously the idea is to color once a day one of these icons. And I didn't add specific days on the icons. I just wanted it to be very free, and basically I will color whatever I'll feel like at that day. And yeah, I really love those icons. I think they're super cool and very unique, so I decided to incorporate them throughout the setup. And lastly, just to fill in those tiny spaces, I added little stars and dots, and yeah, I really love it. After finishing up filling in all the spaces, I decided to basically balance it out with the other page. I decided to use this really cool mustard color in the suns and just added those in. And lastly, I decided to also incorporate this kind of nude color and added those dots just to have this balance and harmony in this setup before coloring it, because I felt like it was too blank. So I added it in and I really love how it turned out. So for the third spread I decided to incorporate this cool sun right at the top just to brighten up the spread, and I think it's really cool. I used this more of a taupey color, and if you're curious I'm gonna link the names down in the description box. And yeah, I just wanted to make it simple and fun, so that's what I decided to do at the top. And when I was done with the sun at the top, I moved on and wrote trackers with the same font that I mentioned earlier. Again, I just drew circles and cut them off to a certain letter that I needed, and I feel like it turned out so cool. I am definitely going to use it in the future too. And as far as for the trackers, I incorporated 4 trackers on the left side. I added fitness, YouTube, cleaning, and laundry, just the things that I want to track this month, but every month is different. And as far as for the right side of the spread, I added my goals and next sections, which I always like to incorporate. If you watch my previous videos, it's just really important for me to really write down my goals for the month. It keeps me accountable and I just love having that part. And for the next is basically things that are coming up that are not in this month but early on next month, and I just want to prepare for them, so this is why I have this section. And for the last spread I wanted to incorporate 2 lists, which is something that I usually do. I love my lists, and for this month I wanted to incorporate a to-do list and a plan list, which is basically almost the same, but to-do is more of a tasks and plan is more of a strategy kind of thing. So I have these 2 lists, one in each side, and in the middle I decided to incorporate these same boho shapes, which are the sun and kind of like moons or half moons or whatever you want to call them, or maybe they're all moons, whatever, however you see it. But yeah, I decided to incorporate them and use the same markers again, starting off with my favorite one, which is this mustardy color in the middle, and then the taupey one and the dark brown. And yeah, again I used the same font that I kind of invented for this spread, which is the circular one, and wrote to do on one side and plan on the other. And lastly I used this more of a blush tone marker to add those lines, which I feel like are super cool. And I think that's it. And now I want to move on and talk about today's sponsor for this video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people just like ourselves. Explore new skills, deepen existing passion, and get lost in creativity. You can find really cool classes on Skillshare about illustration, graphic design, photography, creative writing, animation, fine arts, all kinds of stuff. I'm sure you'll find something you will love. I always able to find a lot of cool classes that I want to learn. For example, this month I found this coolest, fun, and unexpected class about plants. It's by Christopher Griffin, is the Plant Queen. This class is all about utilizing plants for your mental health and being more happy and choosing your own plant and just everything about plants. And I learned a lot. I love plants. I have a lot of them in my house, so it was very useful. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, this is just an example of a really cool class that I took. And also, Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you, and it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. Pretty cool, right? The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description box will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Lastly, the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description box will get a free trial of premium membership so you can explore your own creativity, and I'm sure you'll find something you'll like. So go ahead, click the link and check it out, and let's move on to the flip through. Thank you very much for watching. I really truly appreciate it, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to see you again in the future, and also check out the link for Skillshare down in my description box. And I think that's it. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye!